Hello and welcome to another session of Malta Besieged by Worthington Games, designed by Steve Carey, and we're on to second epoch, second deck of cards here. We're starting with our first card, Rommel Arrives. Let's just read it out. The arrival of Erwin Rommel, the Desert Fox, in February 1941 began a new dynamic phase of the war. That's all. Now we look at military phase, and we look for the Axis units, and we move the Luftwaffe, the Regia Marina, and we flip Reggio Esercito, and they become the Afrika Korps, far tougher. I don't believe we do anything else. Let's have a look. Right, this describes that we need to put the Tobruk marker there, and the Tobruk Falls marker here, and finally we take the Rommel situation marker and put it in the -1 DRM box. There we go. Now what's also changed here is this box becomes active, the raid box. This is an action we can do, and as you can see it's a 4 difficulty. Raids, what they result in is getting this marker further up this chart. Okay, when we are trying to attack the Afrika Korps, we use this modifier as well. So at the moment we have -1 on the dice, so that getting a 5 would not work. As we beat back the Afrika Korps, this goes towards the minus. So constantly we're trying to get raids, which represent raids on the supply lines of the Afrika Korps, to get us positive modifiers to help us beat back the Afrika Korps. But in the action of doing that, we reduce the modifier. Okay, so that's our military phase. On our resource phase, we get none, but we increase the Malta fort by 1 level. Well, we're on the maximum, so that doesn't help us. On to the orders phase, we have a -1 DRM for the Afrika Korps, so at the moment it's impossible to push it back. A +1 for the Luftwaffe, and for fortifying anywhere. We are not allowed to do raids, so that's not available to us this turn. So we have 3 actions. So what do we do here? I'm wondering if we should look at putting Tobruk in as a fortify, seeing as we have a +1. Certainly pushing back the Luftwaffe. I think that's probably it, other than I think we might want to maybe look at morale going up. Maybe that's a good idea. So let's do the Luftwaffe first. 4, 5 or 6, and we have a dice roll modifier of 1. That's it. That brings us up to a 6. That puts the Luftwaffe back. That's great. Now let's try and build Tobruk. And Tobruk is a 2. And we have a +1. So that succeeds, and we put the Tobruk marker in the Tobruk space. We have 1 action left. Was thinking about doing morale, wondering if we might do the Luftwaffe again. I think we might do that. It's on 3 and we have a +1. Let's take advantage of the situation. A 4 + 1, 5, that's great. So off to South Sardinia. That's our orders. So the housekeeping phase, we have no convoy. There's no defeat or victory. Let's refresh the map. Right, and I think we're ready to go. Headline phase, we have looks like a convoy here. We've got the red bar here, and sure enough that's the convoy symbol there. Let's read the card. Operation Substance. In late July 1941, a multi-ship convoy sailed from Gibraltar. It was a dangerous mission that saw one ship run aground, attacks from the Italian Air Force, and even a torpedo boat assault from the Italian Navy was endured. The Italian 10th Light Flotilla also made a brave, desperate bid to attack Malta's Grand Harbour. And our military phase, we improve the Regia Aeronautica, we improve the Regia Marina, and we also have the convoy battle. So we flip over these markers. Shall we use Ultra? Well, again, there's only one chance of a 6 being critical. I don't think it's worth it. We'll keep Ultra available. Let's roll the dice here. For the Luftwaffe, it's a 5 or a 6 for a convoy hit. No. For the Regia Aeronautica, it's a 4, 5 or 6. Yes. And finally, for the Regia Marina, I've got my little dice thing here. That's a 5, so that's a convoy hit as well. So 2 convoy hits. And we leave the convoy alone, of course, for the moment now, and we go through the rest of the turn. So, resources. We either have a +1 military or increase the Malta's fort level by 1 to a maximum of 4. We've already got the maximum level, so we'll take +1 military. Very welcome. And on to our orders phase. Our die roll modifiers are -1 to the Regia Aeronautica, +1 to supply, +1 to Luftwaffe, okay, and to the Regia Marina, which looks like the most threatening, to be honest. We have 3 actions again. Very nice. I think we are likely to get some supply from the convoy, so I don't really want to increase that to 5. I think we should go certainly for the Regia Marina because it's on the 2 box here. So anything but a 1. A 2 just, but that does the trick. We can do the Luftwaffe again. Why not? Again, it's on the 3 side and there's a +1. A 5, yes. And where else? Should we do the Regia Marina again? Or possibly to improve Tobruk? Regia Marina again, I think. A 2 +1 is a 3, that's good enough. That's our orders done. Quite successful it was. And now we go on to housekeeping, and the convoy arrives. We have 2 hits here. So looking for Operation Substance, which is here. We didn't buy any aircraft. We've got a lot of supply, so I think we'll be alright without the air support. So let's roll the first die for the convoy hit. A 5, so we lose that supply. And for the second hit, a 6, we hit the same supply that's already lost, so that's all we suffer. This means that we actually end up with 2 supply given to us. We can only take 1, but we did get a successful convoy arrival. Something at least arrived. So let's take that extra action we are allowed to take. I don't really want to do the Regia Aeronautica because of the -1. I think we might go for some extra morale. Yes. A 2 is not good enough, doesn't work. Never mind. The rest of the housekeeping, no defeat or victory, and we refresh. That's the end of that turn. Let's go for the new headline phase. We have Black Winter. Doesn't sound good. There's no convoy. Let's read the card out, shall we? As 1941 drew to a close, the Axis renewed the continuous bombing campaign against Malta. Enemy mines took a severe toll on Force K, and on 19th of December 1941, Italian commandos crippled 2 British battleships in harbour at Alexandria. Other heavy shipping losses nearly led to Malta being cut off. Well, bad news, this card. We move forward, the Luftwaffe. We have the U-boats now. Let's see. If not yet in play, place the U-boat in its number 5 Atlantic space instead of advancing it. So we have the U-boats appear, and number 5 is actually up here. Regia Marina, and the Rommel situation marker goes down 1. So yeah, tough there. We need to do some raids, I think. Resources says all resources -1. Wow, okay. Die roll modifier. -1 for all resources. And raid. That's one we were hoping for. +1 for Regia Marina. Okay. 2 actions. I think the Regia Aeronautica needs attention, so we'll do that. Moves that up to 4. And the Regia Marina, of course, I think for the second action. Yep, that works as well. That's our two actions. Housekeeping phase, there's no convoy. Don't need to roll for victory or defeat. And the refresh of the map. We take off the die roll modifiers. Okay, on to the next card. We have Bletchley Park. So let's read what that has to say. Based in England, this covert unit utilised Malta and Cairo as important centres for obtaining intelligence in the Mediterranean. Bletchley Park proved invaluable for interdicting the Axis war effort whenever secret information could be prudently applied. Operation Exporter saw the Allies invade Vichy-controlled Syria. So in the military it says we must advance our choice of Axis front. Well, I'm thinking that these are all on 4s, this is on a 5. Let's get the U-boats advanced, I think. Resources none. If it's currently in the holding box, place the ultra marker in its ready box. It's already there. That's resources done, and on to the orders phase. A +1 die roll modifier for all resources. Useful. All Axis fronts. And the raid. We have 3 actions. I certainly think we should focus on the raid. And we should focus on some resources that we've lost here. So let's do the raid first. We have a +1, but we need greater than a 4. 6 is good. So that means that marker goes up by 1. Let's try and improve military with a +1. We have all resources +1. That failed. And I think for our third one we'll try and do that again. It'll be good to get the military up. 4 + 1 is a 5, that's good enough, and we move to there. Right, that's our orders phase. On to housekeeping, no convoy, and our refresh would be to remove the markers. It's quite a positive card there. On to the next headline phase. We have Operation Status 1/2. Let's read that. September 1941, while the Italian Air Force focused on night bombing, more Hurricane fighters reached Malta, bolstering its air defence as the island also improved its night fighting techniques. The British submarine Upholder continued to terrorise Axis shipping, sinking 2 more large transports on the 16th to 17th of September. Okay, our military phase, we advanced the U-boats. One thing I forgot to do last turn was forgot to roll for Gibraltar for the U-boats to move forward. So when that happens, the marker needs to exceed that number to get past the fort. I'll do that now. Yes, it did, so that's fine where it is. It now advances to box number 3. Regia Aeronautica moves in, and the Africa Corps move. So they get to there. Resources phase, we get no resources. And in our orders phase, our diroll modifiers are -1 for supply. That's not a problem. +1 for raid. That's good. +2 for military. And it says that's it. Okay, +2, sorry, not +1, +2. Okay, we have 2 actions. That's a very nice dial modifier for military. I think we should certainly look at that. The raid +1 is nice. Little worried about the U-boats though. I think we will go for the raid and for the military. So try military first on a +2 on the dice. Failed. The raid or the military. I think we should do for the military again. That +2 is the first time I've seen that in the game so far, so let's use it. A 2 + 2 is a 4. It's still not good enough. Actually failed on both of the dice rolls. Well, that's the breaks. So, housekeeping. No convoy, and refresh our map. Say goodbye to that very nice modifier there. Unfortunate. And that's all. We can then now look to the headline phase for the next turn. New card, Barbarossa. And the text says, after Operation Battle Axe failed against Rommel, the Axis invasion of Russia began on 22nd of June 1941. At least temporarily, Malta was overlooked. However, more Royal Navy losses and the Luftwaffe presence on Crete made Malta's resupply more difficult. British submarines made magic carpet supply runs. Okay, so what have we got here? We advance the Africa Corps. Starting to really move now. And Luftwaffe unit battle value is adjusted down to 3. It's already a 3. It does not advance. Okay, that's all. That actually says, yes, it's a reduce, not a retreat, so nothing happens. Resources phase, we lose a military, and we lose a morale. So now we're on 0. -1 for all resource die roll modifiers. That's not good. Onto the orders phase, our DRMs are a -1 for morale. That's doubled up there. +1 for military. +1 for supply. +1 for the Luftwaffe. And +1 for raid. And we have 3 actions. Be really nice to get that morale up, because that's actually cancelling out that for the military. I think we'll try for morale first, even though there's a -1 on the dice roll modifier. 3 minus 1 is 2, not good enough. Let's go for the raid next. We've got a +1 dice roll. 3 plus 1, 4, not good enough. Not doing well this turn. And I think, unfortunately, I think it's got to be morale again. I really need to get rid of that. Or maybe... maybe go for the raid again. Ah, right. Successful raid. We're on 0 on the Rommel situation modifier. And that's our orders. Housekeeping, there's no convoy. And so we remove the DRMs. Headline phase, next card, Operation Crusader. A 6-week campaign to relieve the besieged fortress of Tobruk began on 18th November 1941. Initially catching Rommel by surprise, Axis counter-moves hurt the 8th Army at Sidi Rezeg. Fighting raged around Tobruk. The battleship Barham was hit by 3 torpedoes from U-331 on 25 November 1941. Nearly 900 men perished. So on the military, we have the U-boats. It's already in place, so we advance it. And the Africa Corps advance. So to advance, the Africa Corps needs to roll better than a 2. However, if it rolls a 6, the Africa Corps actually bypasses Tobruk and it stays in Allied hands. A 4, it's not a 6 and it's bigger than a 2, so the Africa Corps advances. And I believe we put in the Tobruk Falls marker. That marker should have been underneath the marker here, so that is, I think, actually goes there and should have been revealed by moving the Tobruk fortification. There we are. Okay, so resources, -1 military. We're into 0 now for the military. Supply and U-boats. So -1 for U-boats, -1 for supply, +1 for morale, that's welcome. And the Africa Corps. Okay, so Tobruk has fallen. So this marker moves to there. We have 3 actions. First thing I want to do is get that morale up, certainly. That succeeds. Here we can't do any raids and only have 1 attack while that's still there. I will do the attack on the Africa Corps. Yeah. We have +1 die roll modifier and a -1 from the Rommel situation. That fails. We can't attack again. I will go for the military, I believe. That fails as well. Okay. Not a good turn here. Housekeeping. Well, we remove our die roll modifiers. And let's pull out 1 more card for this video. And this is Operation Halberd. It's a red title, so we're going to have a convoy here. Let's read the card. September 1941 saw a heavily escorted convoy sailing from Gibraltar to Malta. The Italian Navy went to intercept, but wisely avoided a British trap and returned to port. A transport was sunk, but enough ships docked to sustain the island throughout the upcoming winter. the battleship HMS Nelson was torpedoed. So on our military we have Regia Aeronautica coming back, the Regia Marina. No, wait. What we do is we need to sort out Ultra first. So shall we use Ultra? We've got Aberration Halberd. If we look on our sheets here, is 3 supply here. We don't have anybody giving us a critical hit possibility, so I don't think we will use Ultra. So going again, the Regia Aeronautica, Regia Marina. That's still, there's a small chance here, and that's it. We will now flip them over and roll. So the Luftwaffe on a 5 or a 6. A 6, so that's 1 hit. Regia Marina on a 4 to 6. That's a miss. And the Regia Aeronautica on a 3 to 6, possibility of a critical. 5, oof, that's just a hit. Okay, that's our convoy hits done. Let's move on to the resources. We get no resources. And our orders phase, we have a -2 for the Regia Marina, a -1 for all resources, and a +1 for the Regia Aeronautica. Okay. We have 2 actions here to do. We've still got that military of 0, and we've got a -1 on top, so it's only a 6 would get us the military, so I think we just have to endure that. Pushing back the Regia Aeronautica would be good, and yeah, let's do that first. Two plus 1 is a 3, so therefore that gets retreated. Wondering if we might do the U-boats actually. Yes, I think our second action would be to push back the U-boats. That doesn't work, it's a 2. So that's our orders. On to the housekeeping phase, the convoy arrives. And with the convoy arriving, Operation Halberd is there. So there's 3 slots here. On a 6, 2 supply are lost. We're okay with supply at the moment, so we're only looking to get 1. But let's roll the dice for the first convoy attack. A 1, so that's no loss. And the second convoy attack, a 5, loses us a supply here. This means we actually get 1, 2, 3 supply through. Can only take 1. However, we get our bonus action as well. These DRMs still apply, so we'll do the Regia Aeronautica, I think. And that fails. Okay, let's continue with the housekeeping. And I think I'll hold it there for this video. We are well into Epoch 2 here. Rommel has got Tobruk, and but with the exception of the U-boats, I think I've kept the others at bay, and I think our real problem really is the low morale and low military at the moment. So anyway, thanks for watching, and bye for now. We'll see you in the next video.